Here's our Mistress. We're calling that one Manstress. So Manstress is gonna lose some parts, and Mistress is gonna get a tune-up. It's got a winch on it, so we're gonna make a super Mistress by combining these two. The next thing I did is I found a used dump truck that I purchased. Hi, it's Comet Troy, the RV park builder, and it's been a while since I've made a video, so I'm getting back into it here. So last fall we decided to do a little bit of a pivot. We've done a lot of work here at Linden Camp and made a lot of videos on that, and we decided that we were going to start using some of the tools we had here and other lot owners, and we bought Comet Muffin, a weed whacker and a brush blade, and she went out and did some work. We subcontracted out some bush hogging, and that video, if you haven't seen it, is up here. I've linked it above in the description. So that worked out really well, and as you know, we already have Mistress and X. Mistress is our UTV, and X is the excavator we've had for a couple years now, which has been pretty much caged on this property. So last fall we decided to do some additional equipment acquisitions, some used stuff and some stuff at auction, and some with 0% Kubota financing, which worked out pretty well. So one of the first things that we purchased was a compact tractor for Comet Muffin. It's her little baby. She checks the oil and cleans the filters, and she loves going out and doing bush hogging with it. We got a bush hog attachment for it. We got a box blade. We got a front end loader. We got fork tines, and it's kind of her little baby, and she doesn't let anybody else really touch it. She's kind of funny that way. But here's that machine, and some video of when it got delivered, and then some video of her actually using it out in the field. So enjoy that. Of course, the next piece of equipment we had to buy was a trailer to move the tractor around. So we bought a 10,000 pound tandem axle. I guess you call it a utility trailer. It's kind of on the smaller end, but it's 24 feet long, so it is kind of a big one. We can fit both the tractor and the Mistress up there at the same time. So we've done that before. It's not. It's a little sketchy pulling it around with a half-ton pickup. So we don't like to do that, but we can in a pinch. Now, over the years, I've been getting calls for the excavator. Comet Troy, can you bring your excavator over? Or Rusty Springs, I guess would be the case. And bring over your auger attachment to do some post holes for me, or dig the trench, or do this, or whatever. So I never really had a way to do that, to take the excavator off site, and I had enough work here that I really didn't want to. But as part of the pivot to helping other lot owners out, we decided to make that happen. So the next thing I did is I ordered a heavy equipment trailer around Thanksgiving last year. It's a 44,000 pound tandem axle dual trailer. It's got a hydraulic bed in the back. It's got electric feet, landing gear that go up and down, and I ordered a winch for it. So kind of a funny story. I asked the manufacturer if I could pick this trailer up with my pickup truck. It was empty. And I think they thought I was smoking something. Number one, my pickup truck doesn't have air brakes on it, and this trailer does. I ordered the trailer's got a pintle hitch to it, which is that round circular thing that they use in construction, and it's got air brakes on it, so it's more for semi tractor or dump truck. So when in Rome. The next thing I did is I found a used dump truck that I purchased. Here's a picture of that coming onto the property for the first time. Now, one of the other lot owners here in the Woodlands, he owns a diesel repair shop, you know, big heavy equipment repair shop, and we became friends, and we were talking one day. I'm like, Randy, you know, I want to get a used dump truck, and so he gave me the lowdown, and I'll spare you all the details, but we've had a lot of talks about what to get, and he's like, well, he says, if I were you, I'd get an International with a DT 466 in it. I'm like, oh, why, Randy? He says, well, they got wet sleeves in them. So what that means is you can, you know, the engines will go forever already. But if you do need to do a rebuild, you just pop the cylinder sleeves out and pop new ones in, and you can do an in-frame engine overhaul. I said, all right, Randy, that sounds like a good idea. So he went to work, and he found me this dump truck. It's an International. It's a 2001. It's a F4900 gross vehicle weight of a little under 55,000 pounds. It's got tandem axle, and it's a Class 8, so it's over 26,000 pounds. Requires a CDL. So that is the truck that we're going to use to pull the trailer. And here is the whole setup together with the dump truck, trailer, and excavator on it. I haven't washed it yet, so don't mind the mud. I was actually bringing it home to wash it, so maybe you'll see in a new video a nice clean X on the trailer hooked up to the dump truck. Of course, you need a CDL to drive this rig around. It just snowballs, okay? Because it's over 26,000 pounds. You need a CDL. I don't have one. I asked Rusty if he had one. Rusty didn't have a CDL either, so I actually sent him off to truck driving school, and he got his CDL in January. Took him 2 times to pass, though. He failed on the first one, but then he took a second test the next day and passed the road test on the second day. I think he was a little nervous on the first day. 0 is a perfect score. You can have up to 30 points before you fail. He got 36 points on day 1, so he almost made it. And then on day 2, he went back and he wasn't so nervous, and he only got 12 points and passed with flying colors. So I'm pretty proud of Rusty Springs. He's got his CDL now, and we can move this equipment onto job sites. Pretty happy about that. And most recently, the acquisition. So last year, Comet Muffin was driving around Mistress, and somehow the front drive shaft fell out of it, and we had no more 4-wheel drive in it. We only had 2-wheel drive. And I was looking online for a used, well, what had happened, it wasn't just the drive shaft, it was the shaft that came out of the front differential just broke off. So the shaft is still in the spline is still in the drive shaft, just whatever. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna, you know, find a used front differential online, and I'll slap it in there. Well, I don't know, these guys out there, they go and they must buy a parts machine, take all the parts out of it, and then part it out, and they just want these ungodly prices for this stuff. They want like $800 for a used front differential. You don't even know if it works. So I had the harebrained idea. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see about buying me a parts machine. So ended up finding one last weekend in Arkansas. And me and Comet Muffin ended up going to Arkansas to pick it up. So here's our Mistress. And then we're calling that one Manstress. So Manstress is going to lose some parts, and Mistress is going to get a tune-up and have 4-wheel drive. The other cool thing that this one has is it's got the hydraulic dump feature, where this one is manual dump. So we're going to move the cylinder over, and it's got a winch on it. So we're gonna make a super Mistress by combining these two. What's wrong with that, you ask? So the problem with that one is the guy thinks it's got a cracked cylinder head. So it's blowing a bunch of white smoke out the back, which is typically steam, which, yeah. So that's probably the case with that one. But now Comet Muffin is talking about getting a third one so we can have 2 good machines out of them, his and hers. So we'll see about that one. We're also on Facebook now with the RV Park Builder. We have a business page out there. Just search for the RV Park Builder. We also have it linked down below in the description. Just go over there, like it, follow us there. We're trying to build up some subscriber base, get a following going, and would really appreciate it. And we appreciate you. All right, this is Comet Troy. Like, subscribe, give us some comments, and ring the bell. And I will see you in the next video.